So the Meghan Markle drama is only getting worse over at Netflix between herself, the executives, the board of directors, the CEO, Greg Peters, by the way. There's a lot more issues both internally and in the public eye that it's all beginning to bundle up right now and really showing everyone, the general public, exactly how much of a production disaster With Love Meghan truly is. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle is that we know that she is very much hard to deal with. She's very difficult to work with behind the scenes and in the public eye, especially with this project in particular. Now, we talked about this many times, but she does have a ongoing problem with Greg Peters, the Netflix CEO. This is a combination of how he is refusing to actually demand or fall into her demands of providing extra funds for either the marketing campaign or to delay the series by a whole other month. We have a lot more to talk about this because there's a lot of other issues happening with this actual series specifically, and how a lot of it has to do now with her overall behavior after losing thousands upon thousands of fans. And yes, you heard that right. Actual supporters of Meghan Markle leaving in droves for multiple reasons, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. Now, what's interesting about this is that we know that Meghan Markle is really trying to stay in the limelight as much as possible. She will use any opportunity, any chance that she can get to stay in the overall center of attention. However, on top of everything here, this is where matters get even worse when it comes to her overall situation over at Netflix. Now, with the Meghan Markle drama over at Netflix continuing to get worse as she is now demanding reshoots to be applied before its March 4th debut, and even demanded a potential delay for the series until April. One monumental development going on now involves more to do with Meghan Markle and her recent behavior after losing thousands of fans. This comes just weeks after Netflix has been losing many subscribers ever since they released the With Love Meghan trailer and also announced a rate increase for their monthly plans. It turns out that after Netflix data analysts reported back to the executives and the board of directors about the recent surge of unsubscribers and of those downgrading their plan, it turns out the amount of argumentative emails coming from Netflix customers mentioned that they were indeed fans of Meghan Markle, however are no longer supporting her after how unlikable she has become, especially after turning the LA fires into a photo op. Now, the amount of emails ranged anywhere from 10 to 13,000 emails in just a matter of one day that are now no longer supporting Meghan Markle in different forms. This was reportedly discussed with Meghan Markle in an emergency meeting that took place in response to the loss of subscribers and actual Meghan Markle fans that were going to support the show on day one and are no longer going to do so. Meghan reportedly acted in a very frustrated and angry nature, where she is now demanding Netflix and its executives to provide more funds for the marketing of her series and to also organize a plan to get her on late night television such as the Jimmy Kimmel Live show and or Jimmy Fallon to promote the show. This reaction coming from Meghan Markle is also said to be a combination of her worries over the ratings for her show when it debuts on day one, as she is now rapidly losing fans either due to her behavior or from a financial standpoint after Netflix decided to actually raise their prices. So guys, let me just stop here quickly for one moment before I move on. Now, the thing about this is that I think that Greg Peters is making the right move here. We know that he is still not budging. He is still trying to endlessly convince the Netflix board of directors to not actually invest more millions of dollars into this series, to not actually fall into Meghan Markle's demands of providing millions of dollars more into the marketing campaign. And we're going to get into the exact metrics of that in just a second, and it's quite embarrassing, honestly, about what she's trying to do. Interestingly enough, the fact that you have Meghan Markle fans now leaving in droves, like I said before, either her personal behavior or her professional behavior, such as the photo op that she did for the LA fires and how that turned off a lot of her very own fans. This is all expressed, by the way, through emails and why they're leaving Netflix. Also, another reason, as we pointed out, some people that so happen to be Meghan Markle fans are leaving Netflix because of the rate increase. So that's another big factor there. So she's losing fans for multiple reasons. It's not just one. Interestingly enough, though, however, to make matters worse, Meghan Markle is already frantically demanding Netflix to provide a whopping $10 million extra for the marketing campaign of With Love Meghan in a desperate move to get the trailer and/or TV spots out to more people and to create newcomers for the show to make up for the loss. The loss of subscribers that support Meghan Markle and/or are now no longer fans are expected to increase every single day, as the 10 to 13,000 fans that will not see her series was data gathered in a matter of one day. And more losses, by the way, will follow. Now, Meghan Markle is also getting into serious arguments with Netflix CEO Greg Peters for actually declining the extra funds for the marketing campaign of With Love Meghan. So before I move on, guys, let me just say one thing about this. Now, we already know that With Love Meghan is going to be a ratings disaster. This most likely will lead to Netflix not renewing her contract deal, which is going to actually expire by this September. That $100 million deal, by the way, that really, I think, she did not deserve at all. One thing about this Netflix deal, though, is that we know that Polo was by far one of the biggest failures on Netflix. Nobody even watched it. That was a very big telltale sign about what was to come for With Love Meghan. So again, I mean, the way she's reacting right now, this is to be expected. This is not so shocking. But what's even shocking to me is the fact that you have the board of directors that are still leaning toward Meghan Markle, as Greg Peters, the CEO, is endlessly trying to actually save the face of Netflix, because let's face it, we know that once this thing drops, a lot of people are going to be turned off. A lot of people are going to be leaving in droves, even more so than they are now, not just due to the rate increase, but also due to the, in-studio politics happening right now and everything else going on. So, the loss of subscribers that support Meghan Markle and/or are now no longer fans expected to actually increase every day. Meghan Markle is also getting into serious arguments, however, with Greg Peters about his overall behavior as well. This is already creating more chaos for the series, as now the board of directors are seriously thinking of delaying the show in support of Meghan Markle by another month, as Meghan requested. However, that has not been decided just yet. In addition to all of that, Meghan Markle is set to oversee another test screening for the show this week that will determine whether or not other episodes will be a success or a failure. So again, we already talked about how there was a previous test screening, it failed miserably, and a lot of those test screeners were Meghan Markle fans. And she actually had a very big problem with them expressing their true and honest opinion about the show. They didn't like it. Even Meghan Markle fans did not like the series, and that was very revealing. We talked about that like 4 days ago, give or take. But interestingly enough, guys, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about the in-studio drama happening right now over at Netflix, and just how she's losing thousands upon thousands of fans, and how she's reacting to that in a very negative way, and how this is really creating a very big drag on the show. If you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.